What's going on, everyone? My name is Terry McGowan. This is Primal Shape. We're talking how to on legs, and it's all going down right. Yeah, no, I know. So you'll notice in the videos as I'm talking here, you're gonna see that my feet are just wider than shoulder width apart. They are also slightly pointed outwards, kind of duck-toed. The other thing that you're gonna notice is that my head isn't aligned with my spine. As I drop down, I'm not looking up, so there's no compression of the spine going on. And you wanna keep that as if you could take a broomstick, tape it to your forehead, and run it along the spine, and then tape the bottom half to your pelvis, so everything's in a nice straight line there. So you wanna keep your head as straight as possible when you're doing your squat. You'll notice that I have butt winking going on. What that means is when I go into 90 degrees or past 90 degrees, my pelvis starts to rotate a little bit. It's called a posterior tilt, as if there was a bucket with water in it. When I drop down, the bucket wants to pour out from behind me. It's because it's winking from underneath, which means I have tight calves. Now, if you have the same thing, and you might, if your flexibility is poor, it's something that you need to stretch out over time. Now, I'll do another video on stretching and whatnot down the road. But right now, these are the primary things to look out for. The other thing you'll notice is where the bar sits on my back. The bar is sitting right on the muscles of my back, not on my spine. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want to put all of that weight on just a bone. So if I can put it on muscle, it's obviously a far better idea. That's called a low bar squat. You'll also notice that my hands aren't too wide out. They're fairly close to my body. And then the position of my elbows are pretty much in line with my spine. Now, they probably should a little bit more because I'm flexing my back muscles, so I'm probably over-rotating, and I shouldn't be. But that's something that obviously I don't have anyone watching me every time I do a squat, so it's something I gotta remain aware of myself. Last thing I'm gonna throw in here really quick is clips. If you're new to doing squats, do it with just the bar and no weights on it. If you're kind of upping your game a little bit, throw a clip on, but realize these clips are all half a pound. The vast majority of gyms, these clips are half pound. So whatever you're squatting, you just add another pound on. And when you get to the point, this is more for the pros, I'm gonna throw this one out there. For the guys that are squatting 3, 4, 5 plates, whatever you're squatting, instead of throwing a 2.5 on, throw on a clip, because it's only half pound. I feel like one of the best ways to get a pump in your legs after a workout is to do 1 1/4 squats. Now, of course, I'm back to the squats. I really like doing squats just for the sake of strength, for pump, a little bit of everything. There's 1,001 exercises, and I'll be putting up loads of videos to talk about other exercises for quads, for hamstrings, and all these other, all the other muscle groups. But I think the 1 1/4 squats, or also I've heard people say 1 1/2 squats, but I think they're more 1 1/4 squats are great to do because it allows you to be able to do a full squat. And then where I was talking earlier in the video about the butt winking, that area where the pelvis starts to rotate, posterior tilt, and then comes back up, you're kind of working that area right there. 2 birds with 1 stone with that one as well, just by chance. Although I love it for the pump, again, you don't have to go lightweight, you can go nice and light. But the other thing I like behind it is the fact that as you're working the area, you go all the way down and then back up. That allows you to be able to help stretch out some of the gastrocnemius, which is, the calf muscle, just because you're in a more vulnerable position. If you're ever seated, I just had this conversation with the guy here actually. If you're ever sitting down, and I'm doing it right now if you can see my heel, I don't know because of the camera angle, but if you sit down on a bench, you put your feet flat, you pull your feet in toward your butt, your heel starts to come off the ground. It's because of poor flexibility. It's just the way the body works, which is why it's a tight calf thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to talk about I'm just going to walk you through what 1 1/4 squat looks like. Same position, just outside of the shoulders. You kind of duck-toed a little bit. Head's going to stay in line with my spine. And then as I drop down, I'm going to go down ass to grass as low as I can. So I get down nice and low. And then from here, I'm going to just go back up, back down, back up again, back and forth. And I'll crank out about 15 of these, just back and forth. Now I was this close to putting in lunges instead of squats for injury prevention and strength. The reason why is because if you are lunging correctly, you can stabilize the knee, injury prevention. You can open up the hip flex from the opposite end, injury prevention. And you can load, for strength, load the front leg instead of putting the 50-50 where it goes half and half. Everything goes onto the front leg. And then from there, for the sake of just throwing it in there, because I know people are asking, how do you separate quads and hamstrings? When you lunge forward, you load your hamstrings. When you lunge back to where you just were, you load your quads. That'll be for another video though. In the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe. I'll be dropping videos every Monday and every Saturday. And yeah, we're all good, yo. Peace, I'm out of here.